All right, folks. Brandon Boyd, Master Distributor and Master Trainer at Wake Up Now. Appreciate you guys taking time out of your afternoons and for some of you early evening to be on this Thursday product webinar. Appreciate it. We have these going on every single week, and we always cover a different product and or service. And the reason why I do this is really to show you guys the value of what you've actually purchased here, because I think sometimes people think they spend $100 for an opportunity to make money. That's not true. It actually costs nothing to join Wake Up Now. What you bought was access to products and services and not an opportunity to make money. And so, what I want to cover today is Taxbot and the power of that. I'm going to show both how Taxbot works as well as some things you guys may not know. So, don't jump off this webinar because I'm going to cover some stuff that's extremely important that some of you probably don't know, or at least some of you might know, but you haven't implemented. And so, in your back office here, the first thing that I want to show as we get going here is actually how to use Taxbot. It's easiest to use from your phone. So, if I'm in my hub, I can just go in my back office, click on apps, and go right down to Taxbot. It's going to bring it up. You click on it, open it up, and here comes the screen. Now, guys, what you're looking at right now is my actual deductions for 2014. Estimated tax deductions right here, $90,087.56. Okay, so you can screenshot that on your computer if you want to for proof. But I've got right on my dashboard here expenses by category, recent expenses, recent trips, and things like that. I include everything. Guys, this program was created by Sandy Botkin, who is a former IRS trainer. Okay. And Sandy Botkin has created a very, very simple to use system. In fact, if you use the phone app, it only has two buttons, add trip and add expense. Now, this is the one in the back office, so if you want to use this, you can. But when you're looking at the top here, it has an expenses tab, so you can see all your expenses at any time. It has all of your trips. It has any of your reports where you have the expenses by category, by month, distance by month, as well as your tax report. So if somebody wants to look at their tax report, they can just click on that when the year's over. And here at the far right, it says request report. Okay, that's where you're going to download that, and you can just give it to a CPA. Banking, this is where you can actually put in your bank transactions. It's automatic, so that you not only have the bank transactions, but you also have the receipts as well. Okay. Now the education section is phenomenal. It has not only the blog that Sandy controls, but also the library. If you want to know everything about taxes, A to Z, it's right here. Each of these are short videos, everything from your home office to what you can deduct to, meals and entertainment, medical plans and stuff like that, your car, your mileage, your gas, and all those kind of things are all right there. I've watched every one of them. It also has it for Canada as well, okay, because the taxes are a little bit different. Also, if you need help, they have a help section here. So if you have any issues with your phone, you can just call technical support right there, and they can help you out with that. But going back to this, to the dashboard, I want to show you how simple this is. So if I want to add an expense, all I have to do is put in the category. So for example, let's say that you're paying your Wake Up Now monthly fee. You can actually deduct that. That's your business overhead. So dues and subscriptions. So I could put Wake Up Now monthly fee, $99.95. It's today. Where's it from? Wake Up Now. And then all I have to do is click save, and it's going to save that transaction. I can attach a receipt as well. If I have it on my phone or my computer, I can attach it there. So it's easiest to do from your phone. Now, some people have asked me, well, Brandon, if we don't get a receipt for our monthly fee, what I tell people to do is just take a picture of the transaction, or it will just show it from your banking tab up here. Okay, so that way if you ever needed to prove it, I just show it by picture from my actual bank statement. Okay, and I can see that online. So very simple. And the same thing goes for adding a trip. So if I want to add a trip, it's very simple to do that as well. In fact, I can actually narrow down exactly what I want to see within the trip for all the miles. So for example, description, you could just type in, like tonight. I can put Sandy, Utah business presentation because I'm doing one of those tonight. And starting address, I just put in my address here with the ending address, whatever that is. And I can actually click on the button that says compute route. Okay, that'll actually compute the miles for you and it'll put them right here. And again, you just put it for your business, which vehicle it was. You can put multiple vehicles, you can put multiple businesses. So if you have a spouse that has a separate business or you have a separate business, you can have multiple businesses in here. You can have multiple cars. Can both spouses have the app on their phone at the same time? Yes, and they'll sync together. Okay. And then you just click round trip because you can round trip those miles, the miles there and the mile back. Okay. And then if you need to attach any expenses that went along with that trip, you can do that there as well. So pretty simple to use this. Guys, if you understood the power of using Taxbot, you would never quit Wake Up Now. The deductions that you can get as a business owner will far outweigh anything that you ever put into your business. Take it from me, who's been self-employed for 10 years now. The savings that I've had as a business owner have been absolutely phenomenal. You've got to have a business. If you want to get ahead and stay ahead and actually be able to retire, you cannot overpay in taxes. As a W-2 employee, you're just paying too much in taxes. Bottom line. I mean, the people who are truly wealthy, it's not that they don't pay taxes, is that they maximize the deductions that are available to them. Okay, some people think, well, it's the rich people, they just don't pay taxes, they're a bunch of thieves. That's not true. I mean, maybe some of them do. They eventually get caught, but the reality is they are able to maximize the deductions in their business to save the hard-earned money that they're working for. Um, so you can both be making 100,000 a year, but the business owner is going to pay a lot less than a person who made 100,000 as a W-2 employee. Do you guys know that you have as many write-offs and deductions available to you as Microsoft and Apple do and eBay? Yet they have all the risk, the building, the hiring, the firing, all that kind of stuff, the risk, the lawsuits. You don't have to deal with that. Now, I want to give you some education on TaxBot and the power of having your own home-based business. Because, guys, the first thing we need to find out is why I have a business. A lot of people don't think about this when they're looking at the business. You know, they don't really look at, oh yeah, business. They don't understand that an online business, you have as many deductions available to you as a corporation out there. Number one, the reason why I have a business is freedom. 87% of people hate their job. In fact, Monday morning between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m., the heart attack rate goes up about 35%. People going to jobs that make them sick. Number two, travel when you want instead of when your boss tells you you can go. Number three, tax deductions up to 450 available to you as a home-based business owner. Number four, passion. Passion is really one of the major killers as to why people hate their job. They're not doing something that they're truly passionate about. And number five is because with a business, you can actually help to supply jobs, which actually helps the economy as well. Okay. So here's the first thing. Deductions are like a grant, like a school grant. Okay. You never have to pay them back to the government. They are cash flow. You never have to pay back. Think about that. Did any of you get grants for school? Did you have to pay them back? Nope. Deductions are the same way. Okay. Products and packages you buy can be 100% tax deductible. So for example, is the platinum package deductible? You bet it is. You know, that's part of your business overhead and you've got inventory, right? Doesn't matter if it's virtual or tangible products, you've got inventory. That's overhead for you. Now, TaxBot is a tool in education which saves the maximum amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Think about that. It's a tool in education. See, one of the reasons why people perish and are broke and unhappy is that they don't know what they don't know. That's why they don't have. Because if they knew what they knew, they would have. See, I'm giving you the tool and education. It's up to you to now take action on it. See, only 4% of Americans can retire. 4%. And with TaxBot, we can get people to that 4%. All right? You have paid too much in taxes and interest over a period of time. So here's a scenario. Let's take $1. Let's double it every year. Okay? We have $1,048,000 at the end of 20 years. But when you tax that dollar at 35%, it's $22,000. $1,048,000 or $22,000. Do you see why people can't retire? See, guys, TaxBot is like having a 45% cash back card because you have a business. So, for example, if I go buy a computer from Best Buy, is that a deduction? You bet it is because I'm using it for business. I have it for personal, but I use it for business as well. So it's almost like I mean, people brag about their Discover card getting like 3%. It's like 3%. Guys, the deductions are much higher than that being a business owner. So one of the questions that people ask a lot is what can I deduct? Meals, business miles, entertainment. Like what kind of entertainment? Golf, bowling, basketball. As long as you talk about business with that person or people within 24 hours. Home office. How many of you have a home office? A room that's dedicated for your business. Kids' college. That's interesting. Weddings, medical expenses, travel, and much more. Now, some of you are going to ask, well, how can I do that? Remember I showed you the Taxbot library? It has it right there. Okay, Sandy Botkins will coach you on how that's done. Over 84% of small business owners overpay in taxes. Why do they do that? Lack of education and the tool to do it. It's just pure laziness that we just don't do it. And some people are like, well, I got my accountant doing all that. Guys, your accountant doesn't care about your money as much as you do. Let me say that again. Your accountant does not care as much about your money as you do, folks. Okay? Lack of education and tools and taking action. It's a lack of action. So imagine taking a dollar bill and throwing it out the window for every 2 miles you drive. How many of you would like a 56-cent per mile deduction everywhere you go? Because I can show you how to do that, guys. We have videos that show people how, wherever it is that they're going, that they can find a way legally to write off those miles. Okay, 56 cents a mile for business United States, 23 cents for moving, which we just did 2 days ago, my wife and I, and 14 cents for charity, which we did that as well. Charitable miles. Okay, a lot of people don't know these things. If you don't have a home office, you're crazy. Guys, the average cash deduction per year, $2,400. In fact, as I'm doing this webinar, I'm in my home office right now. We have a room that is dedicated in our home all for business. I can take a photo of it. You guys have seen it on video, okay? You cannot count the kitchen table as your office. That does not count, okay? It needs to be an area that is dedicated for business. So this example is based off a $200,000 home in the United States, which is about the average home, okay? Guys, TaxBot is extremely powerful. And in fact, in talking to one of the accountants at Wake Up Now, because they have several, they said if people understood the power of TaxBot and having your own business, they wouldn't quit. People get in because they're like, I got to go get my 3 people so I can get free. And then if they don't get that, they quit. They don't use any of the products. Guys, you're missing the whole point. I understand that Wake Up Now and these kind of businesses, really at the end of the day, they're about making money. But at the same time, isn't it nice to be able to justify that we have products and services that have real world value? And when people say, well, I can go out there and get things cheaper. Well, you can. Why don't you go do it then? See, we're here to save time and save money and give you the education that you need along the way. See, when you're in a community of people like we have in this business, folks, your chances of success are greatly increased than if you just try and do things on your own. So now what I'd like to do is answer some questions that may have come through, and you can type them there into the question box. This is actually being recorded, folks, okay? Where can I get a copy of this webinar? Great question. Let's go back here. If you go to onetrain.com, okay? Onetrain.com, under the products tab, okay? As you scroll down here, here's under number 2B, detailed video on how TaxBot works, and number 2C, the power of TaxBot in your own business. Okay, so if you want to get that PowerPoint presentation, I have that right there for you. Okay, now, what other questions do you folks have? Anything on business in general? Anything on the products, how TaxBot works? Anything else that you want to know? Again, we do these every single Thursday, cover a different product. If you didn't hear in the beginning, every Thursday. So right here under webinars, if you guys want to take part in these, every single Thursday, I do these product training webinars. In fact, I have right on Facebook, if we go to my Team Builders group page, okay, I did a post today And let's see where it's at. Okay, I don't see it on here. Let me go under my photos because I'll actually show it to you because I post these up and you can actually share the photos. Okay, so let's go down here. There it is. So this photo is gives an advertisement for the weekly Wake Up Now product webinars. Know your products, know your business, decrease attrition, become a product of the product, and eliminate your debt completely. Okay, so here's one of the questions: how can we tax off weddings? What does that entail? Like I said, go back here to Taxbot, click on library because guys, I'm not a CPA. What I'm doing is giving you the tools, the education, but I'm not a CPA, so I can't give advice on things like that. So if you want to, you can actually go through here and it actually has information on that. Okay, there's a lot of different videos depending on what you're looking for. Okay, how's the cost of a wedding a tax deductible expense? Just answered that. Can you use Taxbot on the Wake Up Now products? Yes. Record any of the products that you buy for your business because that is like inventory samples or advertising, dues and subscriptions like your monthly fee for Wake Up Now. Okay, so make sure and record all those in there. With all the massive improvements to Wake Up Now services, products, and compensation, why can't let's see, main page, we actually have that coming. So don't worry about that. Okay. First of all, I don't even use my replicated website, guys, to share the business. I use 600club.co. Okay. There's a lot of good videos out there that you can use. Folks, any other questions that you have on Taxbot or just being a business owner in general? I hope I've answered some of your questions and given you guys some information that can help you out today. Do you understand the power of Taxbot? Guys, do you understand the power of being a home-based business owner? If you do, then regardless of what's going on with your business, you're trying to pursue a profit, you won't quit. You won't jump from company to company to company just trying to find ways to make money. We have a vehicle here that is extremely impressive with Wake Up Now. We're about putting money back in your pocket, not taking money out of your pocket in order to pay commissions. Okay. All right. Another question. Do we get Taxbot with a gold package, only 40 PV? Good question on that. Let's take a look at that real quick. I'm not sure. Under shopping, if we go under packages, let me get logged back in here. I was out of it too long. And then let me answer this question. How long does the platinum package last? That's going to be until, there we go. Let me move this. Okay. I don't think that they have the gold package under here. It's once you actually sign up, it'll show that. But I do not know if on the gold package if you get Taxbot or not. Now, if you don't, you can just go buy Taxbot by itself right here for $9.95. Okay. All right. Bought a ton of stuff the last 2 months, but I never put it in my Taxbot. Yes, you can go back all the way through this year and put in that information. Okay. You recommend using these videos as a recruiting tactic? A lot of my prospects, 2 or 3. Yeah, absolutely. I have a whole under the onetrain.com under products. You can use those also on 600club.co. I'll pull that up right now. I have a whole section that is all about just the products all by themselves down here in these thumbnails. Okay, so you can feel free to use those. In fact, there's the power of Taxbot right there. Okay. For people new in the business using Taxbot who have not generated residual income, will they receive a bigger tax refund with using Taxbot? I can't say that. Um, I mean, the reality is can they get a deduction on all the fees they put in? Absolutely. Okay. And on the gold package, thank you, Rico. It does have Taxbot. Thank you. Perfect. I haven't looked at the gold package for a while, so I could not remember if that had that. But you know what? If we go back to a slide that I actually have, let's move some of these things out of the way. Because I put up a slide, I believe it was last week, and it's actually in my PowerPoint presentation, so I don't think I have it here on Team Builders. Yeah, it's in my PowerPoint. Okay. All right, got a bunch of one-fit testimonials up there as well. Okay. Another question. Do you need to have a business license before you start deducting business expenses? No. You're a 1099 independent contractor here, okay? And so you do not have to have a business license, okay? So you can register as an individual or as a business, doesn't matter when you join Wake Up Now. So, any other questions that you guys have on the program? Again, I hope that in going back here real quick, let's go back to if you want to find exactly where this is at, just go back to onetrain.com, click on products, and if you go under step 2, it actually has a nice Taxbot sizzle video that I've implemented in here. And it also has the detail video as well as the PowerPoint presentation that I just showed to you guys here. Okay, so let's see if there's any other questions. All right. Did we lose sound? I don't know if you guys can still hear me. Let's see here. Okay, can you guys? Yeah, it shows on my end that the sound is up. Okay. Well, folks, if there's no other questions, we're going to go ahead and end this. This has been recorded, and we'll go ahead and get this out to you so that you can share with us. So appreciate you being on, folks. We'll be on next Thursday covering another product and service. Appreciate you being on today. As always, guys, we'll see you at the top. Thanks, everyone.